Hello, today on the Bioanxiety podcast, we have the lovely Giulianna, a tech consultant here in New York. We're going to learn more what it's like to be a consultant. I actually don't quite know what consultants do, not going to lie.
No worries.
But I will let you take it away. You can tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So a little bit about me. I've been working in this field for I'm gonna say 7 to 9 years. So that's a really long time. And I was just kind of fumbled into it. I didn't even know what consulting was, to be honest. So what I did was right out of college, I joined a company called FDM Group. Um, I didn't know what it was about. They basically also would teach you things like SQL or any other basic skills that you need for consulting, and then have you interview for different clients. And I was actually hired by Saks Fifth Avenue to be their QA analyst.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was for about 3 years. And then I switched over to my new company now because I was not very happy where I was. To be honest, I was at probably one of my lowest points in life, and I was questioning where do I go from here? Because I was not gonna lie, I was pretty depressed. I was to the point that I was gonna just quit. Even though I was earning well, I was very unhappy. And right when I was about to quit, literally my dream company contacts me.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
The universe sends it at the right time.
for
That's what I'm gonna tell you.
real. I was like, what? I so sad. I didn't even remember applying. I wasn't even sure. I'm like, who's this? And they're like, oh, it's this company. I was like, what? I'm like, when did this happen? When did out of all the 150 applications that I sent out, my dream company contacted me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't mess this up. So I interviewed 2 to 3 times, and they accepted me. And it was funny because it was right then and there that Saks Fifth Avenue was going to actually fully bring me into their company. And I'm like, nope, bye bye. I got this better offer.
Yeah.
So I've been with my company now for almost 6 years, and I love it, honestly. And
That's awesome. It happens when it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Like the universe provides when the time is right.
Yeah.
So what does a consultant do, first of all? And what
Yeah.
does your day look like?
Yeah. So consulting in general, it's very vast. You can go to many different parts, whether the finance, the tech side. My company also has taxes, auditing, so many different sectors. For me, I'm in tech, and basically what I do is I help my clients with any of the software that they're going to move to production. So, for instance, there's one like Epic that I was mentioning. Basically, they have that application. It's not an application; it's more like a system, you could say. And they want to implement it with their existing applications that they have. So I am kind of in charge of making sure that that process of the testing environment goes smoothly, and that if we find any defects, we're there to mitigate, have the different groups get together, discuss it, hash it out, find a fix, and then once they fix it, they test it again, make sure it goes smoothly, and we're like, okay, cool, we get rid of the kinks basically until it's ready, set in stone for it to go to production. But this is a project that's probably going to go for many years.
Yeah, usually tech projects go on for a lot of years.
Yes.
I actually didn't know that some consultants do SQL and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
SQL is fun.
It's fun, databases, and honestly, every single project is different. Some of them would require you to go into the office, what I was doing right now, and make sure testing goes smoothly there. I had another project where I went to a hospital, literally, and they were opening a new building and had to make sure the software was working correctly. So you just never know, So
that's awesome. So I know you mentioned at your old job you were really down.
Yeah.
I know we all have work anxiety, career anxiety.
Oh yeah.
Are there certain things that you do to help yourself with work-life balance?
Yeah. Of course. So something that I started doing was therapy.
Mhm.
That for sure helped me a lot because it is hard to balance both. Sometimes you can work until 5 and other times you might end up working till like 8 p.m. We just
Mhm.
never know. It depends on the workload. So therapy has been helping a lot. I've been going once a week and
Mhm.
I feel a lot better after. And it's actually a women's group therapy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That's awesome. I want to know. I want to go. Can you give me the info after?
yeah,
I'd love to, like,
yeah,
I didn't know that was such a thing.
yeah. So it's funny because I started one on one because I
Mhm.
was at a very low place. But then once my therapist like, okay, you're doing pretty well. Let's put you in a women's group, and I'm like, huh, okay, that should be interesting. And they're so nice, all the girls, and we just talk, help each other, kind of like analyze and then figure out ways to help one another.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I love it. They're like becoming like really close to me, and like
Is that like in person?
it's in person.
Wow, I wonder if they do that in the city.
They probably do.
I want to look into it. That'd be really fascinating to go to. That would
It,
be so important.
yeah, no, it's great because they give an insight. Like you
Mhm.
may not notice one thing, and then they'll say something. You're like, oh, I didn't think about that. Like that's
Mhm.
been happening a lot lately, and then,
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just thankful for their feedback and their thoughts, and yeah.
That's awesome. So, for anyone that's looking to like start a career in consulting,
Hmm.
where would you say would be best for them to start? Because I know you mentioned there's like a lot of different fields of
Yeah.
consulting. Like, I guess like general advice, like if somebody's looking at that career path, what could they do?
Definitely build up like skills. For instance, like SQL, that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
important. Knowing like I'm in tech, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
like a tech consultant, so like knowing like Jira or
Okay.
like well, other applications like Microsoft is obviously Microsoft
Mm-hmm.
Word,
Like Teams,
Microsoft
right? Yeah.
Excel, Teams. Teams is very much used like with my company and the client. So it's just being aware of these certain applications, and anything that's if you want to be a developer, C++,
Mm-hmm.
Python, all of those Java.
Do you
Yeah.
have to like, did you study something specifically in college?
So I did. It's funny because whatever you study doesn't really go like with what you'd end up doing. So I studied economics
Okay.
with a minor in studio art because I'm an artsy person. And yeah, I'm not doing anything in economics. I'm just in tech. I ended up in tech. I wanted to be more in finance, but that's okay. Like,
I prefer tech,
it's
honestly.
fun.
I think it's more of, I don't know. It gets my mind working more,
Yeah.
like when you have to like learn different databases, different
Mm-hmm.
languages. I like how things like how you like have to help with like QA, like
Uh-huh.
make sure everything goes smoothly, like
Uh-huh.
test everything. I think
Yeah.
it's very challenging for the mind, which is good.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of people don't really know about it. Like when you
Mhm.
mention like testing, well, what's that? It's like, well, everything that we have here needs to be tested eventually to go out
Mhm.
to like for people to use. So like even like the iPhones and someone
Mhm.
needs to test them because if it fails and there's some bug and it affects everybody, it's
Yeah.
like downpour.
How do you go about like learning new skills when you have to?
Yeah, so actually my company has like a whole section, like a learning section,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a bunch of videos that you can watch to like basically get more knowledge on any specific thing that you want. So, and it's all free. I mean, should be. It is. I hope so. So that helps a lot. There's also like they do classes too. Like you
Mm-hmm.
just sign up for classes. There's always an email like, hey, we're having like AI classes, or we're having like I don't know, some Google kind of class. We sign up
Mm-hmm.
and then you get a certificate too at the end. Like sometimes like you can even take tests,
Mm-hmm.
to be able to get certifications. So it's all there. We just gotta look.
That's really awesome. Like
Mm,
it's good. I'm a big believer in helping um, employees
mm,
grow and giving them the right resources. That's why like I also help others, like giving them the resources that they need.
mm.
Um, I know you mentioned you applied for a lot of jobs before you got your dream job.
Oh, a lot.
What do you look for in like what would you be looking for in a role like as a consultant? Like
Mm.
are there specific skills that you would search for in the job posting?
Ooh, that was so long ago. But what I was looking for is basically variety, like
Mhm.
different kind of projects I can join, not something repetitive, because that gets really boring really fast. Anything that would challenge me, help me grow. So knowing that like the client that I was helping, I still am actually, can bring me different opportunities, like even to the point where like one of them had me, there was a go live and we had to make sure that the equipment, all the software was working during the surgeries.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, what consultant would ever think that they would be watching a surgery go on, like a brain surgery, a heart surgery, and making sure that the apps are, working as expected? Like, that's cool. Like, I want that. I want new experiences. So that was definitely something important to me when I joined consulting, specifically for like this company.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very random experience.
I know.
I guess there's one final question. What is one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Oh man, that's a good one. Give my younger self. I think the biggest thing is not to lose hope, because that's the thing. Like right now, I have a few friends who are starting to like feel a little hopeless when it comes to finding a job, especially a job that they want. And I think you should always keep that little bit of hope, because you just never know when they might contact you. Like for me, like I never thought my dream company, out of all the bajillion jobs I applied to, would want to interview me. I was shocked. And like that little hope is what helped me like be where I am today, and I don't take anything for granted. Like I'm so thankful for it, honestly, and I want to help others too. Like I want everyone to experience what it's like to work for a good company, and be happy. So.
Yeah, it's very important. Wait, thank you so much. This was fascinating. Like I always wondered like what consultants
I
do.
know, no,
That's
don't
like,
worry.
when I met you, I was like, I want Giuliana to come on the podcast. I want, because there's also a lot of people that are looking at that career path that I speak to, and
Yeah.
Like if I don't know, I need to find somebody who knows. And
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so glad we did this.
Me too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.